Good afternoon, this is Dr. Fix. Today I'm going to be working on this Mercedes ML 500, and this should be 2006 model. And the issue with this car is the gauge always stays above the middle. There's been a lot of problem with this car, and I helped the owner resolve the AC part. Then he decided to call me again when he have a ML350 that have issues. I resolved that. Then this one now have electrical issues. The car will not crank. It will drag and will not start. It will drag and drag. It will take sometimes like 3 times and behave as if the battery is dead. Now they have replaced the battery multiple times. It didn't solve the problem. They replaced the kick. It didn't solve the problem. Plus battery light showing here. So these issues are the issues which I resolve. I've resolved the cranking issue that takes a long time, that drags like as if you have a key starter issue or maybe a weak battery. And this problem often comes on when the engine heats up. So if you have this kind of a problem and you want to know how I solve it, subscribe to my channel. Now, on the fuel gauge thing, today what we're going to be working on is the fuel gauge. So the first thing I did here, that's why I prefer working on Mercedes over Toyota or Asian models. So here, this most of my scan history of what I got from it. So it has a lot of issue though. I've resolved some of them, like the roof thing. Okay, let's start it from the beginning, but it's pretty much okay. So you can see it, ML Formatic, ML 500 Formatic. It has 236,000 kilometers. The engine has been replaced. So, and you can see today's date. I think it's yesterday that I worked on it. So now let me go over there. You can see the O2 sensor, trouble code. Now let me go here, check power at the control unit, the ESP, electronic stability program. I know that ESP has a problem, so I wouldn't even go there except when he requested for it. So right now, my main focus here is the error code okay, it won't show up. Let me flip it upward, then it will show. Okay, the error code 90DA, that is half tank of the fuel, half of tank, or line short dead component has short circuited, so it's stored, it's current. And so a lot of other things, but so pretty much that is one thing I picked up right there. It showed me that it wasn't the one on the left, that is the one on the right. So I'm going to be going right there and show you. Now before I go there, let me switch on the ignition so you can see it. It's actually the man who drew my attention to that. He said he left the car with the mechanic to change the engine for like 2 months, and when he came back, the car has a half tank. That there is no way a Nigerian mechanic is going to leave a half tank of fuel in the car. You can see it's more than half tank right there. So this gauge constantly stays there. So I'm going to be going and walk you through it, the steps on how to replace it without having expensive or a special scan tool. So, and where is the fuel gauge located? The fuel gauge is located just at the passenger rear seat. So we'll be going right there. I'm going to find a place. I'm going to hang my camera. Then I show you what you need to do to get the fuel pump. So this should be able to help you replace the fuel pump if you're still having this model. Or maybe the gauge is having problem to troubleshoot the gauge. So I'm gonna be going there. I've not solved this kind of a problem before, but it's not a big deal with me. I've been seeing those with VWs, and I think it's pretty much simple. So let's go there. Okay, we are here. Now, in order for you to access this very properly, you need to open the first door here, and this is where it is. So, but you're gonna be lifting this two-seat up. So in order for you to do that, so you grab this and you hold it, pull it up, and there you go. Then you go over to the other side and do the same thing. You open it up, then you reach out to this and grab it up. And okay, the reason why you want to grab it and open the two of them is because you want to be taking out this rug here, so it doesn't head you on the way or create any obstruction. So right now I'm going to be looking for my tripod and hang the camera. Okay, now the simple tool you're going to be needing to do to perform this service, you're going to need a hammer, you're going to need something like this, or maybe a tool that has a blunt mouth here, right, that you can smack it a little bit, not too hard. So we'll go ahead and push this pin down. There is a pin up here, push it and drag it, and this connector is out of the way. So the next thing is now for you to put this in one of the gear here and smack it. Then you should remember not to over tight this, to torque this like most people do, because if you over torque it, next time it's going to become a problem for you to open it. Most of this thing is going to be completely ripped apart before you open it. So it's loosed. Put this aside, and here we go. Okay, see, this is the shit show. Can you see what I'm seeing right there? The previous mechanic that worked on it has got this shit messed up. Okay, let me give you a little bit more intel. Okay, here we go. I think most of you can now see this very clearly. Let me bend it over a little bit more. Okay, so the mechanic who have worked on it previously has messed it up. This is not how it's supposed to be. This spring is supposed to be holding, getting stuck with it the last time I checked one. So, and I think that's the main reason why this fuel is not rising. The floater is not rising. So let me take it out. Now, before you take it out, you can disconnect this switch first. The same button, just press on it. You have you have the yellow tab here, so press the yellow tab, and it should be coming out. It would even do this very well. So if you don't want to strain yourself, you can remove it from here and from here. So this one is apart. Okay, I hope my head is not blocking this, but you can see it right now. So there is just very little fuel. The owner is right. There is no way Nigerian mechanic is going to work on a car for few months and come back with it with a half tank. That it doesn't happen. Okay, so the yellow clip is not trying to get out, so I'm bringing it out, and pretty much this is it. So I need to know exactly what happened. I'm going to pull this unit apart after removing this clip. Press the yellow. All right, let me show you one more time. You have to find something and clean this rag up. Oh, if you were touching this thing, is it's a mess up. It's gonna destroy it. Okay. Well, it has served this purpose. So you press this yellow thing down, and here we go. So it's out, and this one here you can, and it's out. So this is the sending unit. So I'm gonna be cross-examining it, cross-checking it, and see how to pour the fuel back. I'm gonna be checking the fuel gauge reading. I'm gonna plug it back to the system. I'm gonna plug this whole thing, this whole assembly back, and I'm gonna take a look at it again and see what really happened. I'm gonna open inside here. If I should plug it back and go and test it on my car, in the car, sorry. If the complaint still goes there, if it still remain half tank, then I'm gonna be looking in between this panel here. There is a panel here we're gonna be needing to check. So after checking that, I think the problem should be right there. You can't get past that too, and that is the connection to these blue lines here that you can see. So always remember, this is the ground, this is the mains. Yes. So let me hook it up. Let me hook it up real quick. That's it, like this. You can't put it wrongly. They plan their own thing very well. You only have to go in through one way. Okay, so in my own testing, I'm gonna see if the wire can be able to extend down. It's gonna be here or possibly here. Yeah, so you can see it. So you see my testing procedure. So I'm gonna be pretty much that one is swimming inside there. I think it hasn't taken it back for a month. So I'm gonna plug this back up. I'm gonna leave it like this. So I'm gonna go on and put the gauge. I put as it is right now, the fuel tank should be reading all the way flat. So if the fuel gauge doesn't read flat, then it means there's a problem with the sensor right here. But if you read all the way flat, then it means this unit is good. It's just wrong installation that caused this whole thing. So I'm gonna find a way to set it up right the way it's supposed to be. So let's go to the ignition and test it after setting this setup like this. Okay, here we are. So gonna put the key and turn the ignition on. You can hear winning noise, and the fuel gauge still stays above half even when it's flat. Let me show you. Even when it's still flat right here, that is supposed to be empty, it's still showing half gauge right there. So I'm gonna be opening the panel right now and take a look at it. Before doing that, I gotta off this again. Okay, in order to open this sending unit to cross-check what happened to the gauge, why the computer keep complaining, you can need something like this or a flat screwdriver. So here I'm getting a towel so the fuel doesn't litter on the rug, and you see this thing right here, you pop it up. It's that simple. Most of you who are Mercedes phobic, okay, so that's it. Open the remaining one tab. The stubborn goat that will not listen when someone chases it away from destroying things. Gonna end up inside a soup, a pot of soup. And that a soup of pot or a pot of soup is the same thing, either the Jonah swallow the fish or the fish swallow the Jonah. Okay, now the next one is there is a tab here that push this thing down. So I'm gonna be pushing this aside like this. You can see it right there, right? That's it right there. So you're gonna be bothering this thing like this, then pull it up, pull it up. If it doesn't get past that stock, it's not gonna come outside. Maybe I might need another thing to apply it also. So now it has guessed past it. So there are possible things that's gonna happen here. I haven't got the multimeter to know the voltage reference that I'm supposed to be expecting here. Sorry, the ohmic range, the resistance value I'm gonna be getting. So, but here I'm trying to be sure that this thing is touching each other. And it's seen, because if it doesn't touch each other, it can be pretty much acting up like this. The second thing is, if this board is this circuit board is dead. So I'm gonna go and put on the ignition on, and this time I won't put this fuel pump with it. I'm just gonna plug it so I can be able to test it and see if the gauge is gonna deflect. If it doesn't, if the gauge doesn't come down, then it means this thing could be pretty much dead and it needs a replacement. I'm also gonna be checking this. I'm talking about this thing shorting to the ground. I'm trying to figure it out again. Maybe in this case, if after plugging it, if it still show up there, then I'm gonna loosen all these wires and see if there is any of them that is touching together. Maybe there is a bruise somewhere. But the first thing I'm gonna be doing is to test out this one again. So got it plugged back, and get this one plugged in here. Okay, then I'll apply this one and pull it out. Sometimes this thing can be very hard. Okay, it's out. So the main reason why I put this one out is I don't want the fuel pump to run. I just want to test only this one here. So I'm gonna be going up there, put the ignition on and see what happens.